Good evening, all dear participants. Good evening. Am I audible? Is my screen visible? So in the last class, we are seeing about what is the topic we are saying. We have seen about data types in Python. So in data types, we have completed the numeric data type and sequence, right? So in this class, we'll see about the continuation starting with set, dictionary and boolean. So I welcome you all to this day 3 of Python class of this virtual internship. Shall we start the class? Okay, so we'll start now with set. So before that, in the sequence data type, in first we'll start with the numbers. We'll brush up like little bit. We'll try to remember what are the things we seen yesterday. In the numeric data type, we have seen 3 types. First one is integer, float and complex number, and then their type conversion. You can convert from one to another, and then moving on into sequence, and in there we have seen about elaborately about string, and then indexing, slicing and their properties, string methods, and then moving into next one, list, and then tuple. So what is the key difference between a list and a tuple? Can you please respond in chat box? What is the key difference between a list and a tuple? What all things you can say? What is their difference? So a collection of items inside a square bracket will be considered as a list, and a collection of items inside parenthesis will be considered as a tuple. And what is the property of them? Okay, both can store all the type of data between them, and they like in list it is mutable, but the thing with the tuple is it is immutable, right? Once you create it, you cannot change a tuple, and they are ordered. And these are the key difference and points you have to remember when you see about list and tuple. Okay, so we'll start with the set now. So set is also a collection of unique items enclosed in curly braces. Watch that line again. Set is a collection of unique items. What is unique items? Which means in a set you can have an element only once. Okay, you cannot have a duplicate. Duplicates are not allowed in a set. That's what the property of a set is. And if it is a collection of items enclosed inside curly braces, then you can consider it as a set. Okay, and the items in a set have no definite order and can be of any data type. So this can also store any data type, but when you see about a list and a tuple, it is ordered, which means whatever the order you are storing, it will be in that same order. So if you are giving something in the first, it will be in the 0th index. Okay, once you change it, then only it will change, otherwise it will be there in the 0th index only. But it is not a case in set. They are not in definite order. So once you create, you will be creating in some other order. When you try to print or use it, their order will change, which means you cannot use any index number to manipulate this set, because there won't be any specific point. They will be in different order. And set are mutable, so you can change. There are certain properties with that you can change a set. And the thing is, it is a unique items collection, so duplicates are not allowed. Okay, we'll see a little bit about set now. So what if duplicates are there present in your set? So if you are having a list of elements inside curly braces and you are having like repetitive items. For example, see here, I'm having apple here, orange, banana, and then orange again. So this is a duplicate value. This can be like possible in a list or a tuple. In previous example also, in last class we have seen like we had many zeros, right? But it is not the case in set. You cannot have a duplicate value. If you have, when you try to print or use this set, what will happen is only the unique value will be get executed and the duplicate value will be gets ignored. Shall we try this in Google Colab? So let me create in X inside curly braces apple, orange, banana. Okay, I'll create another apple. So below that, let me print X now. Okay, I'll run this. See here, there is only one apple present. The duplicates value got ignored. And another thing, see here, the order which I gave is not in that order, right? The banana came first, orange is there next, and then the apple went last. So it is in a different order. See here, the order I gave and the order it is there. So what this signifies is, in a set there is no definite order for you to have. So it may or may not change. Every time you run, it may change or may not. Okay. So there is no definite order. It will come in different order. And that's what the property of a set is. And if you want to add a new element, okay, to your set, then what you can do is you can call this X. Like for example, if you are storing in X, then you can call the X to add the element, new element. So if I use this, it is going to add that kiwi there. So let me add that. Let me call X to add. Okay. And then I'll print X. See here, so it got added, and it is not in the, like you cannot define it. It will be in different order. Okay. And next will be update method. So what is this update is? So if you are having two set, okay, how did we add a list? Okay, if you are having two list, what is the thing which we used yesterday to combine to set, sorry, combine to list? And regarding tuple, what is the thing we used to combine to tuple? Please try to remember. We have seen about list yesterday, right? So how will you add two list elements present in two list, and how will you add two tuple, combine two tuple? Anyone remember? You can post your answers in chat box. Yes, correct. In case of list, we used extend method, and in case of tuple, we used concatenation using the plus operator. And regarding a set, we will be using this update method. Okay, it will update two things. It will combine. So we will try to create another tuple here. So we have X, right? So in Y, let me create another one. Okay. So I have X and Y, those two are set. So I'm going to combine both of them. And how to do is you can call X dot update of Y, and this will be get updated in X only. So if you want to update in that in Y, you have to call Y dot update of X. Okay. See here in X we got everything combined. Okay. Along with this, we have these elements present here. Okay. And we have seen about how to add and update. The next one will be removing an element. So if you want to remove any specific element, you can use this dot remove. This is similar to a list. You can use this dot remove and specify the name of the element. So that thing will be removed from your set. We'll try to do that. So now in X we have these things, right? I'll call X to remove kiwi. Okay, so if I try to print X now, it is going to remove that element. Okay, see here, that thing have been removed from our list. So next one will be difference. So if you are having two, okay, if you are having two different set, and if you want to find what is the difference between them, okay, which means if you are having an element like 6 elements I am having in X, and in Y I am having 6 elements. So what are the things unique value present in X alone? Okay, if I need that, I can call this dot difference. So it will give me the difference present in X. So we'll try to do this. So I tried to find what is the difference between them. So we'll try to do it. Print, I'm calling X dot difference. Okay, and in that I'm passing the Y. So it will compare and give us the difference. And it is printing that. So these are the unique values. So these 4, 5, 6 are common, right? So if you are having two set, if you want to compare, you can get using this dot difference. Similarly, if you want to find the common value, then you can go for dot intersection. Okay. So we'll try to use this intersection also. I'll print it below here. X dot intersection of Y. See here, 4, 5, 6 are the common values between both. So we can call this intersection. The next one will be symmetric difference, which means it is to find all the elements which are not common will be in the output set. So we'll be getting a set, and all the elements which are not common, okay, it will take that and it will print that alone in the result. I can do print okay, these are the unique elements from both the thing. Okay, the common elements will be left out and the remaining things will be in our output set. That's what the symmetric difference is. We have seen three things: difference, intersection, and symmetric difference. Okay, clear? Is it clear till set? We have completed about set. Can we move on to next one? So starting with dictionary. So about dictionary, I'll give you a little bit brief introduction now, but we are going to see about dictionary detailedly in another class. Okay, it will be like we'll be seeing that with proper example. So for that we have to see some conditional statement and looping statement. So it will be helpful for us to learn furthermore better about dictionary. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'll be giving some brief introduction now about dictionary, and later on in another class we are going to see it elaborately. Okay, so we'll start. So what is a dictionary? So this is also a collection of items enclosed inside curly braces. Okay, it is also inside curly braces, but it is not set. Okay, so it is dictionary. So how we are going to define it as a dictionary is, dictionary is a collection of key and value pairs enclosed in curly braces. So it is inside curly braces, but we are having it as key and value pairs. So for a key we will be having a value. So at first I am having a key which is like I am giving name, and the value for it I am going to assign with the help of colon. Okay, using colon, this will be the key and this will be the value, comma, I can create another pair. Okay, a key which is known as age, and I am storing an integer 30. Okay, this will be a numerical data type, this is a value. And next one I am storing country, which is a key, and another answer. Okay, it will be a value which is India. Okay, a dictionary is a collection of items which is key and value pairs enclosed inside curly braces. And what are the property of a dictionary is, dictionary are also mutable, which means they can be altered once they are created. Key value pairs can be added, modified, removed, or after they are created, and duplicates are not allowed. So it is similar to a set. Okay, in this way duplicates are not allowed. And there are certain properties. What if a duplicate key value is present, what will be the value? So all these things we will discuss that later. So first let me create a dictionary now, a sample dictionary. Okay, let me create a dictionary. I have to create a key. Okay, and the value I'll store it as John. Okay, I'll store comma, and you can type it in a lengthy sentence like this, or you can press the enter and come to next line. But have you remember in the first session, in the first class, I have told you about the multi-line statements, and in that I have mentioned one point, okay, where I have told you if you are storing any element inside, like inside curly braces or like a square bracket, okay, or parenthesis, in that case you don't want to mention any backward slash for going to next line, okay. This won't be showing any error, okay. Only if it is a string, or like if it is not inside these things, you have to give it a backward slash to come to a next line. We have seen it about the multi-line statement. Here, since it is a collection of item inside these brackets, you can enter like this. You can go to the next line and type. It is same, okay. You can type it in a straight line, or for visibility you can do like this, and I'll store it. And the next will be country. I'll store the answer here, okay. And please make sure you have to mention this comma, otherwise we'll be getting error. So this is a dictionary, and I'll print that, okay. These are key and value pairs inside curly braces. We'll see about it later detailedly about dictionary. And regarding the final data type, which is boolean, okay. So boolean is like we are going to use it in many cases. So boolean is a data type that can have only like two values, either it is true or false, okay. It is often used in conditional statements and comparison statements. Our next topic will be that. After operators we are going to see about conditional statements and how to create this true or false. These are also data types. So these things, okay, should be start from capital letter, okay. If it is true, you have to give it like this. See here, the color got changed. This is a boolean. I can run it, I can print true. So you have to give it like this. So this is true, and there are another type which is false, okay. These two things are there, so we are going to use it in many cases. So we'll move to next topic. We have completed about data types. So next one will be operators in Python, okay. So we'll start with operators. So there are 5 types of operators we are going to see, which will be arithmetic operator, relational operator, assignment operator, logical operator, and membership operator. These are 5 things we are going to see, starting with arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator for arithmetic operations, which is nothing but in simple terms max, okay. So these are applicable with only the numeric data type, so that you can perform arithmetic operations. First one will be addition using plus operator. It is going to give you the result. Using minus you can get subtraction. Using star you can get multiplication result, and using forward slash you can get the division result. So next 3 things will be new for you if you are not familiar with this. So this is a modulus symbol which is going to give you the remainder, okay. If it is a 10, I am going to divide it with 3. What is the remainder will be there, that value will be given as the output, okay. And regarding double star, if you want exponentiation is nothing like to the power, okay, 2 to the power 3, which is like 2 cube. What is the value? That will be the output. If you want to find something like what is the power, like 2 to the power 10, what is the value? You can give it like in double star. Single star will be multiplication, double star will be exponentiation, okay. And regarding double forward slash, if it is a single forward slash, then it is a division. If it is double forward slash, then it is known as floor division. So what this will actually do is, this 3 will try to divide the 10, but it can divide till 9, right? Okay, so what is the quotient value? It will return the whole number without any decimal point. So the floor division value output will be 3. Okay, so we can try these things. So this will be the addition result. This is subtraction, okay. You are familiar with multiplication and division, that's not an issue now. So next thing will be okay, so going with modulus. exponentiation 2 to the power 7 will give. Next one will be floor division. Okay, so we got the addition result, subtraction result, multiplication, this division result. This will be the remainder from this modulus. Okay, so if you try to divide 10 with 3, you are going to get a remainder of 1. Okay, left out. And the exponentiation result, we got 128, and with floor division we got 3 because it will try to divide, and mostly it will go till 9 and it will stop. Okay, if you try to get a whole number, it is going to return this 3. These are about arithmetic operators. These are commonly used in most cases. Next one will be relational operator. This is the place like you have to see it, very important. There are many like questions. If you go for any interview with Python, these are like mostly used in many cases. See here, if you want to check whether two things are equal, then you can give with double equal to sign. Okay. So double equal to sign will check whether both are equal or not. If it is equal, then it is going to give me a boolean which is true. If that condition failed, it is going to give me false. I'll show you. Print 4 double equal to 5. Whether 4 is equal to 5? No, right? So the output will be, see here, it will give me a boolean which is false. Okay, this condition failed. If it is equal, then it is going to give me true. Okay, you can use this operator on string also. See here, like both are equal, so it is returning true. If I give it in the reverse case, okay, this is not same. Okay, this is capital A, Python is case sensitive, so it is going to return me false. Okay. And next one will be not equal to sign. So if you want to check whether one is not equal to another one, you can check with exclamatory mark equal to sign. So this is going to check whether both are not equal. If they are not equal, it is going to give me true. If they are equal, it is going to give me false. I am checking 3 is not equal to 4. If this is the case, this will return true because both are not equal. If they are equal, then it is going to give me false because both are equal, but we are checking whether they are equal or not equal. So double equal to will be equal checking, and exclamatory equal to they are not equal in that sense. Okay. Next one will be greater than and less than sign. You are familiar with this, right? So if it is true, it is going to give us true. And if the condition fails, it is going to give me false. You can also use greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, using like you have to use this symbol and then equal to sign. And if you are checking less than or equal to, you can give with less than and equal to symbol. Okay, if I use this like this is false because it is failed, and if it is the case, it is going to give me true. If I check like this, 40 is greater than 40, it is going to give me false because it is neither like increased nor decreased, it is equal. So if you have to check whether greater than or equal to, so it will check both the cases. So it is giving me true. Are we clear about this topic about relational operators? Can we move on? Any doubts? The next one will be assignment operators. Okay. So assignment operators, listen, I'll tell you in simple words. These are like short terms. Okay. If you want to perform some operation like x equal to x plus 1. Okay. So what is happening here? You are having some value known as x. It is adding with 1 and it is storing in x again. So it is like updating the value of x, right? X equal to x plus 1 means, for example, if you are having 3, x equal to 3, I am adding with 1 and storing it in x again. So the value of x will be 4. Okay. So if you want to perform this, instead of writing like this, you can give it like x plus is equal to 1, which means x is equal to x plus 1. It is like short term. So all these things in the left side are equal to right side. Okay, these are short denotation, which is known as assignment operators. Plus is equal to will do, if I give like x plus is equal to 1, okay, it will add 1 with x and store it in x again. If it is like x minus equal to 1, it will minus subtract 1 with x and store in x again. Okay, I'll show you in example. So you can use it with all the arithmetic operators in that sense. Okay, if I store like x equal to 3, okay, I'll print x is equal to x plus 1. Okay, x equal to 3 and I'll call x is equal to x plus 1. I'll print x. I got 4 right. So every time I run now the value like, okay, so I can repeat this x equal to 3, x plus is equal to 1, which is nothing but x equal to x plus 1. Okay, I'll print x and you can see the output 4. Okay, so both are same. You can perform like minus is equal to, so it is obviously going to subtract and store it in x. You can perform multiplied. Okay, so instead of 1 you can give some other number. I'll multiply and store it in x again with 3, so the output should be 9, right? We got that. So this is the case with assignment operators. Okay, you can perform forward slash, which is division, and then modulus also. Okay, regarding assignment operators. Okay, the next one will be logical operators. This is like will be used in most of the next cases. So we'll be seeing next about conditional statements. We'll be using about logical operators also in there. So listen and understand this logic table first. So we are having 3 things. One is OR operator, AND operator, and NOT operator. Okay, 3 things. Okay, I'll explain you. I'm having a set of x and set of y. So these things are used to compare. Okay, this OR operator, what it will do is I'm comparing x and using OR operator with y. Okay, so if x and y are true, it is going to give me true. Okay, and if x is true and y is false, or if x is false and y is true, okay, in any of the case if it is true, then it is going to give me the true as the output. Okay, finally if both are false, then only it is going to give me false. Okay, so what can you understand from this OR operator is, if any one case is successful, which means if any one is true, it is going to give me true in the output, and if both are false, then only it is going to give me false in the output. That's what the use of OR operator is. I'm going to AND operator. AND operator is like a strict one. Okay, so this will check whether both are true, then only it is going to allow the answer as true. If both are, like any one become false, then the output will be false in AND operator. Fine. Moving into NOT operator. NOT operator is very simple. You can just use, like you can use it any one. So, okay, if you are passing x, it is going to give the opposite one. Okay, so if it is x is true, it is going to give false. If x is false, it is going to give you true, the opposite case. That's what the NOT operator is. It will give you the reverse case, and we will try to use this OR operator and AND operator in Python. And how you are going to use it, I'll show you. I'm going to print. Okay, this is used for verifying 2 cases, x and y. So what I'm going to do is I'm checking whether 3 is greater than 1. Okay, or 2 is greater than 1. Sorry, is less than, right? So 3 is greater than 1 and 2 is greater than 1. If I print that, the output will be true. Why? Because 3 is greater than 1, it is going to give me true. 2 is greater than 1, it is going to give me true. We are having OR operator, so both are true, the output is true. I can change this thing. 3 is greater than 10, false, but 2 is greater than 1, true. So since it is OR operator, it is going to give me true. Only if both the condition fails, okay, it is going to give me false. Because now both are failed, so the output is false. And regarding AND operator, so AND operator is like, it will check both. Okay, so if you are like, for example, I'm giving you in simple terms, you are creating some web like user authentication where you are asking the user's email ID and password. So in that case, you have to use this AND operator. Why? The user should enter his email ID and password, and if both are correct, then only you are going to allow the user to enter. Can we allow a user if his email ID is correct and password is wrong? Can we allow him to enter? No, right? So in that case, what will you use? OR operator or AND operator? Okay, in that case you will be using AND operator only, because you have to check both, and only if both are correct, then only you are going to allow the user to enter. Okay, so if I run this is true, and if one condition failed, it is going to give me false, obviously. That's what the operator is. And regarding not, I can use like, it is going to give me false, so you can even check it. Okay, 20 greater than 1. Yes, but we are using not operator here, so it is giving me opposite. Okay, the output is false. It is going to just convert it. So next one will be membership operator. This is like in and not in. Two things are there. So you can actually check inside a string or a list or a tuple or a set whether something is present there. You can mention that and you can pass this in. Okay. If it is present there, it is going to give you true. If it is not present there, it is going to give you false in. You can also check not in, which means if it is not there, it is going to give you true. If it is there, it is going to give you false. Okay. I can check print. I have to mention what is the thing. B is present in X. Okay, so B is a string. I have mentioned it exactly. B in X. Okay, I am checking whether it is present in X. If it is there, it is going to give me true. It is there. I can check like this. This combination is there, true. If this is there, false. Okay, it is not in this way, so it is giving me false. Okay. Similarly, you can check not in. So not is something like opposite, right? So if it is giving me true, if it is giving false, then it is obviously going to change it to false. Opposite true. Okay, if it is false, it is going to change to true. If it is true, it is going to change to false. Clear about operators? Can we start with conditional statements? Is it clear? So conditional statements are very interesting and important topics. With this, we are going to see one exercise, 1 or 2 based on the time. We'll try to see. Okay. Can we start? Starting with conditional statements, we are going to see about 4 topics. So one will be if statement, then else elif statement, okay, if elif else statement, and nested if statement. So we'll start with if statement. So what is this conditional statement? The word itself, it is defining condition. Okay, you are going to set some condition. If the condition is satisfied, then you are going to allow the program to run. If it is not satisfied, you are going to terminate it. That's what the literal meaning of this. You are going to give it with the help of if. Okay, if statement in Python are used to control the flow of a program, and they allow the program to make decisions based on certain conditions. So we will be mentioning if, and near to that we are going to mention some condition. If that condition is giving an output of true, it is going to enter into the body of if, where you are performing some operation. If the condition return false, then it won't go into this true statement. It will directly go into the false statement. See here, I am creating a conditional statement a equal to 33, b equal to 200, and I am checking whether b is greater than a. B is 200, it is greater than 33, right? So it is going to give me true. So near to this, if you have to give a condition, if this is true, then there is certain syntax here. You have to place a colon here, and below that you have to place the indentation. Okay, you have to leave space here. If you press tab, it is going to automatically set you the space. It is 2 or 4 based on your IDE, and this is a correct way of representation. And if you mention like this, You have to mention a colon, and the next line you are giving it in the same intent line. It is going to give you an error. We'll see that in Colab. A is equal to 20, B equal to 300. So if, so I am calling the if statement. So near to that I have to pass some condition. I can check like B is greater than A. So if B is greater than A, that will give me true, right? So see here, when I press the next line, enter, it is giving me automatically giving me space. This is the correct way. If you like do backspace and type some expressions here, if I do like this, it is going to give me indentation error. See here, expected indented block. You have to space your tab, so it will automatically give you space. So this is the correct way. You have to use the conditional statement if near to that place any condition, use colon there, next indentation line. This is very important. And if you want to perform some other task, you have to give it in the same intent line, this line. Okay, this line belongs to the body of if statement. I'll print some dash here. See here, it is also executed. And what if the statement is failed? If it is A is 2000 and B is 300, I am checking B is greater than A. Will it work? No. This statement will become false. Okay. See here, the code ran properly, but no output is executed because this statement become false. So the output is not executed. Only when the output is true, only the condition is true, then only it is going to give you the result. Okay. And regarding assignments, it will be given on the 5th day. Okay, on every 5 days we will be getting assignments. I'll clarify, today is 3rd day, right? So when we reach the 5th day, I'll tell you about the assignments and how to submit that and so on. And we'll start with next one. We have seen about if statement, right? Next one is elif. So elif is something like you can check another condition also. Okay. If you are checking one statement, if this become false, it is going to leave the statement. I can give another if statement with the help of elif, okay, which is like another if. Okay, if it is what it will do is it will check this condition also. If this is success, it is going to print this result. If it failed, it is going to give you nothing here. For this example, I'll give you A equal to 40, B is equal to 40. If A greater than B, it is going to give you false, right? So it won't be executed. And next I'm going to check using elif. Okay, elif A is equal to B, they are equal. Okay, so if this become false, okay, it is going to check another elif statement, another if statement. If this is success, it is going to print this result. Okay, they are equal. So we got this result. So you can create n number of elif statement. Okay, if you can create another statement also. If A is less than B, print they are A is less than B. Okay, you can create this also. So what if I change this? See here, this statement failed, so it printed, it didn't execute this. This statement failed, so it didn't execute this. This got success, so it is printing this. Similarly, you can use something known as else statement. So what is this else is? If nothing got success, okay, it will try to check this if statement. If this is success, it is going to give you this result. If this failed, it is going to go into the body of elif. Okay, it will check this condition. If this is true, it is going to go into the body of elif. If this also failed, if everything is failed, then you can finally give this else statement. If all the conditional statement are failed, then it is going to give you else output, which is printing just okay and result. So instead of checking it this elif, I can give the else statement. So when you give else, you don't want to give any conditions there. Okay, so else is something like if all the conditions are failed, it is going to give you the else. Clear about if, elif and else? Any doubts? Is it clear about if statement, elif statement and else statement? So next topic will be nested if statement. Okay. So what is a nested if? Nested if is something like a conditional statement inside a conditional statement. Okay. For example, I am having x equal to 25. Okay. And I am checking at first if x is greater than 10. If x is greater than 10, it is going to give me an output print, okay, about 10. It is about 10. And then next, in that same line, I am checking another conditional statement. I am giving another if. So there I am checking x is greater than 20. Okay, if it is greater than 20, it is going to give this output. And I am creating an else here for this if statement. For this first if, print but not about 20. So what will happen is x is equal to 25. It is going to check whether 25 is greater than 10. True. So it is printing about 10. Next, in that same body line, I am creating another if. Okay, if you come to this line, it will be elif. But it is belonging to this if statement. In that body, I am giving another if statement, which is a new if, which is known as nested if. And here I am checking 25 is greater than 20. If it is greater than 20, yes, but it is going to print this result. Or else it is going to give you but not about 20. We'll try to repeat it there in collab. X is equal to 25. I am using conditional statement. X is greater than 20. We'll check with x is greater than 10. Print greater than 20. Okay. Here in the same line I am creating another if statement. If x is greater than 20. Sorry, this is 10, right? Sorry. If it is greater than 20, I'll print greater than 20 or else. So this else is for this if statement. If this condition failed, it is going to this if else statement. I'll print less than 20. So now x is 25. So what is the output? X is greater than 10. So once this got success, it is going to this body where it is printing this, and it is going to check x is greater than 20, which means 25 is greater than 20. It is printing that result and it is terminating greater than 20. Or else it is going to print you less than 20. So if I change this to 15, so this is greater than 10. It is going to this body print this. It is greater than 20. No, right? In that case, it is going to go into the else. See here, less than 20. If I give it like, which is, if this statement itself failed, it is not going to enter this body, so nothing will be executed here. See here, no output. So in that case, I can create a else for this if statement, which is for this if statement, I can create a else statement, print less than 10. So in this case, it is just going to give me less than 10 because this statement doesn't execute because this condition failed. It is obviously going into else statement. Is it clear about nested conditional statement? You can create n number of statements like this inside. If you are going to do some complex verifications, you can do like this. So what is the difference between if, else, if and nested if is? So in case like if is something like it will check that, and else is something like if conditions are failed, it is going to go into else. Nested if is it is something like if you go into some statement, if that is success, you are giving another condition to check if that is success, then only you are going to check this. It will be in this body. Okay. So next one will be pass statement. So what is this pass statement is? So this is just, you can use pass. Okay. If you are using some conditional statement, okay, listen, you are creating some complex things in Python, and you cannot, like, you are doing an outline, you are creating conditional statement, but you are not going to enter the body of if now. So you cannot leave it empty. This will give you error. In that case, you can use this pass statement. So it will just pass it and no error will come. Okay. I can do like, I can give a pass here. So if you don't want to type anything here, for now I can give this pass here. Okay, so it won't show any error. Okay, I can give like this. So in this case, it is going to like it won't execute and it won't show any error. This will be used in some cases, okay, just to pass it. Only this thing are executed. Fine. So that's the thing about conditional statements. So we have completed in today's class the remaining things about data types, then moving into operators in Python, then into conditional statements. Now we'll see one example using what all things we have learned. We are going to create something, and before that I'll tell you how to get user input. Okay, we are going to see one topic which is known as user input, which is something like, if I need X, I'm storing it like 30 here. So instead what I can do is, every time the code runs, I can ask it from the user. So to do that, you can call this input option. If you pass this input, it is going to get input from you. I can type like enter. Okay, I'll run this. See here, it is asking enter. This is the placeholder. You can enter it inside quotation. Okay, and you can type some value. Whatever the value I am entering will be stored in X. Okay, so now if I print X, see here, the value which I entered is now stored in X. I can ask again. So every time the code correct, it is going to ask me. It will be stored as a string. Even it is a number, it is going to store as a string. If I print X, it will be 8, but it is a string. So now if you want to get an integer input, then what you can do is you can call this int option, and if you type like this, integer input, okay, so this whatever thing you are getting should be a numerical value. Okay, it should be an integer. So if I press 3 here, enter, so this will be a numerical value. It will belong to the type integer, and you can perform some mathematical operation with that. Okay, this is how you can get user input. Now with that, we are going to make two things. The first one will be, I'll tell you on exercise now. You are going to get, okay, one number from the user, and you are going to check whether the number is positive number or negative number or 0. Okay, can we do that? So in X, I'm going to ask for integer input, enter number. Okay, so with conditional statement, I have to check whether it's a positive number or negative number or 0. So how will you define a positive number or negative number? If it is greater than 0, then it is going to be a positive number. If it is less than 0, it will be a negative number. If it is equal to 0, obviously it will be 0, right? So I can use the conditional statement which we have learned now. If X is greater than 0, print this is a positive number. Elif, another if statement, X less than 0, print this is a negative number, or else it will be obviously 0, right? It is 0. So every time I run this code, it is going to ask me the number which is the X. Okay, if I enter 3 here, it is going to give me this is a positive number because it is greater than 0. This condition success, so it is giving me that output. Clear? If I mention some negative value, it is going to give me it is a negative number because it is less than 0. And if it is actually 0, the else condition will run, it is 0. Okay. Similarly, we'll do another exercise where I'm going to use conditional statements and user input to check whether the given number is odd number or even number. So how can you define a number as odd number or even number? Please tell in chat box. I'll call for integer input, enter number. Okay. So how will you check whether it is a positive number? Sorry, how will you check whether it is odd number or even number? So what is the thing is, a even number is something like if it is divisible by 2, okay, if it is properly divisible by 2, it is a even number, which means if the modulus of 2 is equal to 0, okay, then it is a even number. So I'm going to check whether x modulus of 2 is equal to 0, which means if it is divided by 2 and the remainder is 0, it is going to be a even number. So I'll print it is even number. Else or elif you can give that, you can check not equal to or do that, or print it is odd number. Okay, it is odd number. It is even number. Clear? Clear about this thing? Can we see another example? So we'll try to find, okay, we'll ask the user to enter an alphabet and we'll check whether it is a vowel or not. So a vowel is something like the letters like A, E, I, O, U, right? So in a list, okay, vowels, I'll store in a list A, E, I, O and U. Okay, so this is a list with these values. So I'm going to check whether it is present there or not. Okay, I can ask the user input, but this is a string, right? So I don't want to get integer input. I can just directly get user is equal to, in a variable user, I'm asking for input, enter. Okay, he'll be entering something. I'll use conditional statement. If user will enter some value, right? If it is in vowels, we have seen this, right? In, not in, where we have seen in operators we have seen, right? So I'm going to print it is a vowel, or else it is not a vowel. Okay, so I'll run this. So if I enter E, it should give me it is a vowel because it is present in this list. Okay, so if I enter something else, it should tell me it is not a vowel because it is not present there. Okay, clear? So next, another one last example we'll see, and with that we'll wind up today's session. So I'm going to ask for the user age. We are going to check whether the user age is greater than 18. If it is greater than 18, we are going to ask him whether the voter ID is present or not. If it is present, I'm going to if it is 18 and above, if it is present, then I'm going to give you are eligible to voting. And if any one is failed, I'm going to tell him you are not eligible. Okay, so I'm going to ask for the age, which will be integer input, enter age. So these are something like string value which will be shown in the output. Okay, and status. So in status, I'm going to ask whether he is, before that I'll print one thing. Okay, for the user I'll tell him enter Y if you have voter ID, if you don't have enter Y. Okay, sorry, enter N. Okay, yes or no. So you have to enter input so you have to enter either Y or N. Okay, I'll mention it here also, Y/N. So I can check these two things. I'm not giving any condition here, but see here, it is going to ask me the age. If I enter that, it will print this statement and it is going to give me ask this. Okay, I'm asking whether Y or N. So based on that, I have to further do certain things. So we'll terminate it and we'll try to complete this statement. So once I get this, I'm going to first check whether age is greater than 18. Greater than or equal to, we'll check. Okay, if this is the condition, I'm going to print Okay, so I need to ask this statement, right? So I can check if status is equal to y. So if it is yes, print, this is a nested if statement, you are eligible for voting. Okay, or else this else statement is for if status is not equal to y. I'm going to give else statement, print, so get your voter ID not eligible now. Okay, and if he is not even age is not even greater than 18, so I'm going to give else statement here, print, you are not eligible. So this should run fine. I'll run this. I'm going to ask for the age. Okay, if it is age is up after 18, greater than 18, it is going to ask me whether I have voter ID or not. If I enter y, okay, so the thing is we made a mistake. Can you find why it is telling it is not eligible now? Because we are checking whether it is y or n. This should be a string. Okay, I made a mistake here. Now if I run this, I can check. Okay, now if I enter y, it is going to check whether it is equal to that. Okay, you are eligible for voting. Okay, if I enter something else or n, okay, I'll enter like age, and if I enter n, it is going to tell me get your voter ID, you are not eligible. And if the age is even less than 18, okay, for example if it is 17 or any lesser value, okay, it is going to ask obviously. So if you want to don't want to ask them if it is less than 17, you can directly give, you can take this thing, cut it and place it here. Okay, so once it is greater than 18, you can paste it here and ask for the user input. So if it is less than 18, it is going to directly go into the else statement, not asking for status. If he is greater than 18, then it is going to ask him whether do you have voter ID or not. If he is having, it is going to tell him you are eligible for voting. Clear? So in the next class, we will see about looping statements. Okay, I hope it's time. We can wind up today's session. Thank you all.